Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we bring a special transmission from MTA studios for Waqfe Nau children and their parents to address various problems, issues and questions or queries they might have. First of all, I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce the panel. We have respected Luqman Kishwar Sahib, who is in charge Waqfe Nau Markaziya under direct guidance of Hazrat Amir al-Mu'mineen. We also have Murabbi Silsila Musharraf Ahmed Sahib, who is also working and serving as a Murabbi Silsila in Waqfe Nau office. Jazakumullah for joining us. First of all, I'd like to request Musharraf Sahib to provide a detailed introduction on the introduction of Tehrik-e-Waqfe Nau. So the whole purpose of this Tehreek, when it began, why it began, what's the motive behind it?
Yes, Shahid Sahib, if we look at the history, we see that it is the practice of prophets that whenever they sacrifice in the way of Allah, they continue sacrificing and they reach that stage when they think, what else can we sacrifice? And they say, now we want to sacrifice our children as well. And this is what we see from the practice of Hazrat Ibrahim ﷺ, that the way he gave his son away in the way of Allah. And this is why the Holy Quran mentions that wa Ibrahim allazi wafa, that it was the Prophet Ibrahim, may peace be upon him, that who fulfilled his pledge. The same we see in the same example. We also see that Hazrat Maryam, the mother of Mary, she sacrificed her daughter Hazrat Maryam in the way of Allah. And before she was born, when she was in the womb, she prayed to God that Rabbi inni nazartu laka ma fi batni muharraran fataqabbal minni. That remember when the woman of Imran said, my Lord, I have vowed to thee what is in my womb to be dedicated to thy service, so do accept it of me. Verily thou alone art all hearing, all knowing. She was in the womb, and the mother of Mary, she gave her away in the way of Allah, that I want to dedicate her for the sake of Allah. On the 3rd of April 1987, Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Rabi Rahimullah, may Allah have mercy on him, he introduced the Waqfe Nau scheme. And he said that a new century is about to start. And I want to introduce a new scheme. And parents, they should sacrifice their children in the way of God, that the people from the next century, they cannot take advantage of these people, so that of these Waqfe Nau, that in the new century, these Waqfe Nau, they get up and they spread the message of Islam Ahmadiyyat throughout the world.
I see. So the main motive was the propagation of Islam, and Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Rabi saw this coming, this need that we will have in the next 100 years.
Yes, he saw the need that Jamaat will be spreading so fast that we Murabbiyan missionaries, they won't be enough. We will need a scheme, we will need other Waqfe Nau as well, who can spread the true message of Islam Ahmadiyyat throughout the world.
I'm pretty sure after the initiation of this scheme, a lot of parents would have wanted to include their children in the Waqfe Nau scheme. And likewise, today we see a lot of parents interested in this scheme and devoting and dedicating the lives of their children for the sake of this scheme. So Luqman Sahib, would you be able to explain to us as to what's the correct procedure of including your child into the Tehrik-e-Waqfe Nau?
Yeah, sure. As we have discussed this, that this scheme initially, when it was started by Hazrat Khalifatul Masih IV, may Allah be mercy on him, he started this scheme. And when he announced the scheme, there were many parents, and they wrote to Huzur, and they said that they want to dedicate their unborn children for this purpose. I mean, in the cause of Allah, to serve the Jamaat in the future. So the simple procedure for it is that whenever, if a mother, she get this glad tidings that she is pregnant and she is going to have a baby, or the father, he gets the news, he should write directly to Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Ayyadahullah Ta'ala bin Nasr Aziz, requesting that we are going to have our future child, and do remember that they should write before the birth of that child, because some parents, they write after the birth of the child. They should remember that this scheme is only specified or linked with the unborn children which are devoted to Hazrat Khalifatul Masih regarding Waqfe Nau scheme. So they should write in a simple way, they should write a simple application while requesting that Huzur, we are going to have our baby and we want to devote it for the cause of Islam and Ahmadiyya. And they should be careful about the paper they are choosing for the writing and the ink they are writing to Huzur, because they will send it through fax, or if they are sending through email, that's okay.
It is the parents' responsibility to ensure that the initial letter gets to Hazrat Amirul Mu'mineen in time, correctly, properly.
Before the birth of the child.
That's right, okay. In terms of the procedure after they've written to Hazrat Amirul Mu'mineen, what happens? Is there a form that needs to be sent, or...?
Yeah, when Huzur gets all those letters, Huzur gives the approval on those letters, and then all those letters which are regarded to Waqfe Nau scheme, they are sent to Waqfe Nau Central Waqfe Nau office. We keep the record of all those, the parents, those who have dedicated their children, and in the reply we send a form to the parents on the address given in the letters, and we have given the instructions at the back of that form as well, which are instructed directly by the Hazrat Khalifatul Masih. He has instructed in different meetings with the office and different occasions that after the birth of the child, the parents are the responsible that they should send back this form as soon as possible. And I may say that that would be very, appropriate if they will send during a month or after the 2 months of the birth of that child. So if they will be getting late and they don't get registered, they don't send back their forms for their devoted children, those children will not be included in Waqfe Nau, because we don't have the record of those children with us, and we cannot present all the record to Huzur or the management in the future.
Okay. So after the birth of the child, they must send they must return the form as a matter of urgency immediately after they receive it, after the child is born. Some people might not receive the initial form before the birth. So I think we would advise those parents to contact Daftar, the office, Waqfe Nau International, on the email address and the contact details below. You should be able to see our contact details on the screen right now. So they should contact the office, Waqfe Nau.
Before writing to Huzur again, there are parents, they write to Huzur and they don't get reply by the office. There will be some reasons. If they will directly contact our office on the given information regarding the email address or the phone number or the fax number, they can contact us and we can find out their record or the problem with their letter, what is there. If sometimes we don't find their letters here in the office, then we will request them to send the letter again through the office, and we will get all this done or the process through the office.
Okay, Jazakallah.
But I would like to mention as well that when we say that they should return the form, it means they should return the completed form, also signed. It is important that both parents, the mother and the father, both of them sign the form, plus it should be attested by the local sadr as well, because we have cases where only the mother signs it or only the father signs it, or where the attestation of the local sadr is missing. So this is really important. Another thing which is really important to mention here is that every single pregnancy, a form, when it's being sent, it should be sent for that pregnancy. Some people, they have a miscarriage, they send the previous form for the previous child. But Hazur has said, may Allah be his helper, that for every single pregnancy, a separate form will be issued which needs to be sent back. People also use the form of other people, which is not allowed. They have to use their own form, which is being sent to them by the Central Waqfe Nau department.
I see. Okay, Jazakallah. Once parents have registered their children to this blessed scheme, what are their responsibilities? What are the responsibilities that lies with the parents in terms of raising these children?
There are really big responsibilities which lie with the parents, because at the end of the day, it is the parents who dedicate their children to the Waqfe Nau scheme, and they know that by dedicating them, they will be entrusted with that child who is at the end of the day a child for the Jamaat. And Hazur has said regarding that the responsibility of the upbringing of an Ahmadi child lies with the parents. And there is no doubt that the parents will desire the best for their child when it comes to their secular and also their religious education, providing they incline towards religion themselves. One should always bear in mind that every child of the Jamaat, and particularly a Waqfe Nau child, is a trust that has been committed to the care of the parents by the Jamaat. Therefore, it is incumbent upon the parents to give them the best training in order to make them valuable members of the Jamaat and society in general. Because there are some parents who dedicate their child and then they say that the Jamaat will look after my child now. But Hazur has said that no, these parents are wrong. If they have dedicated their child to the Waqfe Nau scheme, it is the first responsibility of the parents that they look after their child. Hazur has said to the parents, addressing the parents, that I would also like to emphasize the point to the parents that they may do their utmost for the moral training of the children, but this is only limited to verbal effort, and their own conduct is such that there is no concord between their actions and their words. Then this training will have no impact whatsoever. Parents have to be a role model. Hazur is saying parents, they have to be a role model for their children in the way they offer salat, and will have to set the highest practical examples of how to learn and teach the Holy Quran. Parents will have to become the physical examples of excellent morals. Parents will have to make a concerted effort to gain religious knowledge. Parents will have to clearly demonstrate with their examples that they are repulsed by falsehood. They will have to strictly refrain from saying anything derogatory about the administration and the office bearers of the community. Even if they have been heard by any office bearer, the practice of speaking against the administration or any office bearer must be shunned. Parents will have to demonstrate that they regularly listen to the MTA, at the minimum to all my sermons. So Hazur is saying that the parents are the examples for their children, because at home the children will learn from their parents.
Okay. It's no good if parents are lying in front of the children and expecting the children to speak the truth. Or if the parents are not waking up for Fajr prayers and expecting children to wake up for Fajr prayers, or expecting Jamaat to train their children and be responsible for their spiritual training. I completely understand that. But look, Mansab, we must, as administration, as the Jamaat, in terms of the local body or the whole structure of the Jamaat, we might have some responsibilities. Would you be able to shed some light as to what responsibilities local bodies and the parents have?
Yeah, sure, Shahid Sab. I will just add in the information that when Hazrat Khalifatul Masih IV he started this scheme, after a few years, Hazur also organized an office in Rabwa which was called Wakalat Waqfe Nau, who was the responsible for all those children who are dedicated under this scheme to manage all the areas regarding their best education, their best training, either morally or educational point of view. So Huzur always advised the Wakalat to how to manage all these areas regarding these Waqfe Nau. And even in London there was an office with the name of Central Waqfe Nau office who was organizing directly under the instructions of Hazrat Khalifatul Masih. And from the 4th Khilafat in the 5th Khilafat, the same work is being done. And nowadays Hazrat Khalifatul Masih the 5th Ayyadahullah Ta'ala bin Nasir Aziz always instructs and directs our office and Wakalat as well in Rabwa how to manage all these areas, and what are the responsibilities of the office bearers working under this office as a national secretary, as a local secretary Waqfe Nau, how they can, they are the responsible for organizing the Waqfe Nau classes in their areas, for how to make beneficial educational program regarding the Waqfe Nau syllabus, their educational career guidance and counseling, everything. So these are the office bearers who are the responsible for all this.
In terms of the responsibility for the local secretaries or the local administration, would you recommend that having regular weekly Waqfe Nau classes are probably one of the most important aspects?
Sure, because in our auxiliary organizations we have seen that all these classes are managed by the management, and that's why the local bodies regarding Waqfe Nau department, they should also adopt this habit and they should organize their weekly classes. In some areas, if they are facing difficulty to organize weekly classes, they can have their monthly classes. They should organize their ijtimaat, and they should try to have a program for all those Waqifeen who are as a gift for the Jamaat or for Hazrat Khalifatul Masih, and while understanding the responsibilities of as an office bearer, we should adopt all these things to get proper upbringing of all those children and training for the Waqfi.
In terms of so, Musharraf Sahab, once a Waqfe Nau is grown old and reached a stage where they are able to understand the commitment or the promise their parents have made, so what are the reconfirmation stages? Do they have a choice? Is this something that is, their parents have made a promise and that's it? Or do they have a choice or a reconfirmation opportunity where they can renew their bond?
No, it should be remembered that they have a choice. It is the parents who dedicate them before the birth, and of course they don't have the choice at that time. So once they reach a certain age, they have the choice to reconfirm. If I just tell you the procedure, they need to write to Hazur Anwar, may Allah be his helper, and just write that they wish to continue with their waqf in the scheme. And once
what's this age at which they have to write?
Yes, regarding that, I would like to read out Hazur's instruction. Hazur has said that it is essential that this intent should be expressed firstly by the Waqfe Nau when they renew their covenant of waqf at the age of 15.
The age of 15, they must write to Hazur renewing their bond.
Yes.
And as a result, would you send them?
We send them the reconfirmation form, or the reconfirmation form is also sent by the National Secretary Waqfe Nau of their country, because they also have the reconfirmation forms. And Hazur says that after that, for this I've also issued a directive to the relevant department that they should formally obtain this in writing from all those who reach the age of 15, whether or not they wish to continue with their waqf. So when the form is sent out, they fill out the form with their particulars, which is sent back to our department, and we file it and we record it in our system. Hazur's
instructions are twofold. One is for the Waqfe Nau who's turning 15,
yes,
and one's for the local administration to make sure that those who are turning 15 to seek their confirmation form.
Yes, okay, for the local, regional, national, and then the central Waqfe Nau department. We file it at the end of the day, and we have that record of that Waqfe Nau particular.
After this age, is there any specific age after this? So
yes, Hazur says that then at the age of 2021, when they have completed their studies, for those who have not gained admission into Jamia Ahmadiyya, they should write again to renew their bond. If an individual is instructed to gain further experience in a particular discipline, then again it should be documented and written down. In other words, at every stage, the Waqfe Nau should himself express his heartfelt wish of continuing with his Waqf. We can see in the office that there are Waqfe Nau who write to Huzur again and again that they have completed their studies. And they're saying that, Huzur, we want to continue, we are ready for doing Waqf. And this is what Huzur is saying here, that in every step, they should show that they want to continue with this. They should have the heartfelt desire that they want to continue with the Waqf.
It should come from within.
It should come within.
That's
the
right.
Heart, yes.
Jazakumullah. Luqman sir, what are the guidelines for Waqfin Nau regarding their studies and professions? Okay, someone might have the desire and the devotion and dedication to be a Waqf Zindagi and to present themselves to Hazrat Amir al-Mu'mineen, may Allah be his helper. But what are the requirements in terms of profession that we have, or what are the preferred professions that Huzur has instructed us to go towards?
Yeah, first of all, as Musharraf Sahib has stated all the word by Huzur regarding the instructions, I would like to add in it that first of all, every Waqf Nau child, he should understand that he is not only a common children. If he is a Waqf Nau child, he should be a devotee from his or her early childhood. So a Waqf Nau is a devotee from the early childhood. He shouldn't, or she shouldn't wait while he will get all the, reconfirmation and all the stages, then he will be a proper devotee or the full servant of the Jamaat. From the early childhood, a Waqf Nau is a complete devotee, and Huzur has instructed all these things that he should consult Hazrat Khalifatul Masih on every stage. So different areas of profession and careers, if he is interested in any of the fields regarding which is beneficial for the Jamaat, for example, Huzur said that if he first, the priority should be for the missionaries. Huzur said that all the Waqfin Nau, they should think that if they can go to Jamia, they can get the admission in Jamia, they should pursue it. And after that, in different occasions, Huzur said that we need different doctors in different areas, we need engineers, we need teachers, we need some technical, staff in MTA and some other fields. So
journalists, I think.
Yeah, all those, Waqfin Nau, they should consult that area. And Huzur, in 2013, Huzur Ayyadallah Ta'ala bin Nasr Aziz instructed the countries that they should plan a career planning committee who is the responsible for all the planning in their country, that in which area they are in, how much they are in need of Waqfin, and how they will, plan to prepare such Waqfin in different professions. And even Huzur suggested that, even not suggested but approved that Waqfin Nau, they should go into civil services now as well, and they should be a part of their country.
That's quite a broad range of subjects. It's not, we are not just limited to one subject. But Huzur has given us a variety of different subjects that we can pursue our careers into. Jazakumullah Luqman Kishwar Sahab for coming to this program. Jazakumullah, thank you Musharraf Ahmed Sahab for joining us today. I hope all of our viewers have benefited from today's program. If you have any further questions or queries, please feel free to contact us on the details given to you on the screen. Jazakumullah, Ahsanul Jaza. May Allah bless you all, and may Allah enable us to fulfill the sacred pledge and the bond that we have made that our parents have made with Allah, and may we be able to fulfill the expectations of Hazrat Amir al-Mu'mineen Ayyadahullah Ta'ala bin Nasr al-Aziz. Jazakumullah.